We are officially on. Hello everybody, this is Craig, and I'm going to give a live lesson to Kayven. Who is your opponent, Kayven?
His name is Joel Carone. His rating, 1670. It was played at the Mechanics Institute on the Tuesday night marathon. His first round, November 2nd, 2021.
Okay, and which color did you have,
Well,
sir?
I was black, so I'm sitting in the white pieces, but that's okay.
Okay, it's okay, because sometimes you get to view it from your opponent's perspective.
And we also have the Elts breaks wrong, but we know how to do Elts breaks.
Okay. Well, folks, it's another French. Kayven is a French player. So.
That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Maybe I'll change my mind someday again.
Have you ever thought about varying your openings, like taking a Sicilian or something?
Well, I used to play the Sicilian, so if, at any point I transpose in the Sicilian. When I studied the Sicilian, sometimes it would say, well, this can transpose to the French, and so now I'm actually playing the French. So sometimes I transpose the Sicilian anyway. If they do certain move orders, they try to play King's Indian attack. I could play C5 and be in the Sicilian. Okay, so he played. I think I want to just
that's
write out the French.
That's a move that I don't understand.
Yeah.
I don't really understand.
Does it even have a name?
Looks kind of dubious to me, but anyway.
It doesn't have a name. It's dubious.
It could transpose back in the main lines, but it looks like a weird independent.
It's not like Milner Berry or something?
Huh?
It's not called the Milner Berry?
I don't know what it's called.
It's little hyper-accelerated Milner Berry. Because he's supposed to play a knight first or something?
I'm kind of worried about pawn takes pawn, bishop takes pawn, knight f6 getting a tempo. So that's one of the things I don't like about it.
I wasn't sure I didn't know to do that. I still have a tendency not to trade, but I don't know.
Sometimes when your opponent gets you out of book, then you have to start really thinking. So how did you react to this sort of weird move?
I played this.
Okay, so that looks like a so-called normal response to kind of a weird opening.
So does that make it good or bad?
It makes it like okay, I think there's nothing wrong with C5, nothing at all.
Okay.
But I just want to see what he's going to do.
C3?
Okay. Well, we're kind of headed, to some kind of main line at some point, Knight f6 would transpose to the Tarrrash variation of the French. But there appears to be nothing seriously wrong with White's kind of weird opening,
So if Knight s6, he would have to play this, and then it would be a Tarrrash, right?
Or he plays e5, and we're back into a mainline Tarrrash, right? So.
Well, how is it a Tarrrash if the knight's not in d2?
Well, e4, e6, d4, d5, knight d2 is the mainline Tarrrash, right? So if knight f6, we can transpose right back into that, looks like.
Okay.
Now White can get an isolated pawn, but it's no big deal, because White has good activity. Even though he's got the isolani, he always has a lot of activity, active pieces for the isolani. So, what did White do here? No, wait a minute. It's whose move is it here? It's Black's move.
Mine.
Okay.
Like the isolani, like the first time I learned about that was when I started playing the Panov-Botvinnik attack. So they say in the Panov-Botvinnik attack, you're playing an isolated queen pawn and you're happy about it, right? But I know Rico says it is a weakness. You got to trade off the pieces.
Okay, so that's a good move. Development. Okay, now we're probably headed toward the mainline Tarrrash. That's what it looks like to me. Of course, you could play D-E, bishop E4, knight F6, backs away, and then I think white's better. I think I've used this before. This is what I'm a little bit worried about. And how does white keep his two bishops here? Except check, maybe. So this is one way for you to play this. This move is kind of weak because
he goes back to
this is
C2,
the type of
right?
move that you played in the last time.
Yeah, but at least with tempo here.
You gave up the tension in the center too
It
soon.
wasn't even with tempo.
Yeah.
But they say like a move like this is good if he has to go back here. But when he goes back here, then he's on the battery diagonal, where he may mate on H7 at some point.
Well, okay, yeah. So anyway, sometimes in the French, you don't want to play this move too soon because you don't have any play. In the French, your play is on the D pawn.
Yeah.
So you don't want to prematurely play C4 in a lot of positions. But anyway, black to move now.
So I'm still not. I don't know. I guess I was confused by the.
It's probably going to lead to a mainline Tarrrash. That's what I suspect.
So I played that.
Hey, that's nothing wrong with that. He should push.
You play this.
Ooh, now that's not that good. Okay, because it looks to me that this is completely acceptable for black here. So I don't really like ED that much. I think E5 is the more critical test of the line. But here you've got, at least 3 different ways to take. They're all good.
Oh, good, because
you can't go wrong here.
I didn't think I didn't calculate queen takes. I thought about pawn takes, which is something more like I feel like I would have normally did. But I didn't play that. I played the 9 takes.
Well, the good thing about this capture is they're all good. Every one of those captures is a good one. Now this would lead to the variation of the C3 Sicilian, and this is also good for black too. And this isolated pawn is also good for black with activity. He took this way, which is also not too bad.
So he played here.
Well, that does give away the 2 bishops. I don't think I like that too much.
Yeah.
This is good for black, probably, because in this position you really need the bishop. See, this is completely unnecessary.
Yeah. I prefaced it with this.
You took first, okay.
Yeah.
That may lead to an isolated pawn position.
He played this.
Ooh, this is headed to trouble now because I can just take this now.
That's what I did.
Boom, you see? Got isolated pawns all over the place. This is serious weakness. And you got the 2 bishops. This is a great position for black. But you don't want to keep trading. That would
fix his
eliminate
pawns.
the bad pawns. What you can do is just wait like this.
That's what I did.
Okay. And hoping he takes, and then the bishop has a great diagonal.
So he canceled.
Okay, now that you have a good position, you have to figure out, okay, what am I going to do with this good position that I have? And that's what I'm curious about. What did you do with this good position?
I played this.
Okay, good aggressive diagonal for the bishop, heading downtown towards his king. Bing!
Yeah, but now this guy, I think his strength is finding kind of sharp moves. Like I was going to say, in the first game we looked at, the thing that happened, if you remember, you said I should play C3, but I played c4, so I had pawns on c4 and d4, and it was like a Caro-Kann type of position for black, where he has e6 and c6 pawns, and he played this move bishop e5 that was attacking the d4 pawn, and then the only defense was f4, and I managed not to lose a pawn there, but he found that aggressive move. And here he finds an aggressive move right now, and he prevents your idea.
Well, very interesting. Is this your only move, or you could also, I think, play here maybe?
That I played 95.
Okay, that defends against f7 mate, gains a tempo. Okay.
And it turns some pushback.
Now I like this. This is a very nice, excellent, aggressive development of the queen. So now, obviously, you can't castle. So what are you going to do? See. This is solid.
That's what I did
To block the bishop.
Yeah,
this is good.
I did it. That's what I did. Came back here.
All right, that's good to force retreat square. Now it's your turn. You know, this is what I may think about, or this too.
I didn't want his knight to come in here. I picked this.
Okay. Now black has a considerable advantage here. Okay, but your problem is, how do I prosecute that advantage? Because I have a better game. You know? This structure is killing the bishop diagonal. The knight is completely contained. You got an isolated pawn, queen's passive. You got a 2-pawn cover, which is a weak cover for the king, and black's king is completely defended. So you have so many options in this position. You can, I think, your best option is to attack, like something like this. I like.
Yeah.
Queen h5 or queen g5 is good too.
But it's his move.
Okay.
He played this. I played this.
All right, I like that move, but why did you do it? Well,
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
Played this.
Here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now my attack is maybe, I don't know, is
Well,
my position still good? It's starting to feel like
well,
it's fought back.
I think the position is still good, but you may have to play a move that looks bad, but is really quite excellent. I know this is kind of weakening, this move. You know, because the question now is, where's my king going? If I play a move like f5,
Yeah.
you know. Now, if
When
you
a-
want to be perfectly
When a rook hits
safe,
my queen, I kind of like to deal with it as soon as possible.
well, the problem is,
He could check me.
if you move the queen out, you know, I'm kind of worried about this.
Yeah, I
check.
know.
This I don't like.
Yeah, I didn't
that
either.
much.
But I played my queen here in hopes that if he did that, maybe I could get away with taking a pawn.
Okay. Not bad. You know, maybe he can play
He did
here,
it. Yeah, he did that.
here, something.
He played bishop
Okay.
b3.
So
So
now
then,
you got to worry about this.
yeah, so I did your move
Oh,
then.
now you did f5. Okay.
Yeah.
So now he has to retreat. The question is where,
Well, my
Knight
bishop
doesn't want
kind
to
of.
go here, okay?
Yeah.
Knight could go here, or knight could go here, but you don't want to go back here. This is weak. So where did he go? Okay, now we have, you know, a decision time. Where's my king going? You know? This feels kind of funny, you know, this one.
Yeah.
Although you could do it. Now I could castle queenside. This I kind of like a little bit. Castle queenside.
Yeah, I knew I had a hard time with my king. I didn't really think a king, the king f7 and the rook. I think I calculated. I thought about castle queenside.
Okay, what
But
did
I
you
was
do here?
I was concerned with his control of the c4 square,
Okay.
so I played this move.
Well, this is interesting, but now we got to be a little concerned about our king safety. King's in the middle.
I guess I knew that, especially later in the game. I don't think I solved it satisfactorily. And I was thinking about before I got here. I was like, oh, my king safety of this game. So he can still put a piece there. Yeah. And then I played that.
Well, the problem with that is king safety. Well, maybe you can hop in here,
Yeah.
you know, at some point. Okay, so where'd the knight go?
You said the f7 to the f8. G7. Okay. The knight. Where does he go? He
Where
goes
does the
here.
knight go? Well, yeah, now you really have to be concerned about your king's safety here.
And the king can't. He can't leave the. bishop.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Your king is very unsafe here. You know,
Mhm.
stuck in the middle, and you know.
Yeah. So,
So
I
I'm not
least
really
the
that happy.
What I did is I played this.
Okay. So now here maybe, or maybe here. I don't know.
Yeah, I did that.
Okay, well, anyway, we're leaving now with Kayven in a little bit of difficulties here, folks. So long.
Is that it?